go do karate in the garage? Yep! Did we just become best friends?
Alright. Welcome everyone, my name is Anthony Tankcramer, and this is Did We Just Become Best Friends podcast.
Yep, we did.
I am with Alfredo Steel Jersey, and so this podcast we just talk about a little bit of everything. Video games, movies, whatever's trending in the world, and whatever else we kind of ramble on about. And I think there's only one thing happening important that's going on this weekend, and that is Infinity Wars. Marvel. He's got the hat and a t-shirt. I got a t-shirt and a hat. We are ready to go. We are ready to see this movie. It's going to be epic. It's going to be epic. Exciting. I'm going to see it Thursday night. You are seeing it
tomorrow after
Friday afternoon.
Right.
Oh yeah, so we are ready for this movie.
Long awaited.
10 years.
10 years in the making. We're gonna actually see the big guy come out.
Well, he's not 10 years old, but all of Marvel together has been about 10 years. Well, it has been 10 years.
Right.
The whole Iron Man 1.
Right. Everything's going to come together as the whole purpose of fighting for these Infinity Stones, getting them and safekeeping and why. Now we're going to actually find out and understand why it's so important to keep them out of the bad guys' hands.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're what? Six stones? Five?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I think there's 6.
Okay, maybe 6.
I don't know.
I forgot to count.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Because I think there's one for each finger and then one in the middle of his hand.
You're at the back end.
Yeah. So, quick overview. So, there's the purple one, which was in Galaxy, Guardians of the Galaxy #1.
Right.
There's the blue one that was in Thor and Captain America.
Yes.
Captain America, the Tesseract. There is the green one, which Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm. That's time.
That's the time one.
Right.
There is, what else do we have?
Mind.
The Mind is yellow?
Yes.
Yellow, the Mind. So that's 4. What else we got?
The red one.
The red one, which was Reality.
Mm-hmm. So we got the Mind. We got the red. Yeah. Red, yellow, blue, green.
Yep. And purple.
Purple.
And then the last one, though, the one that we haven't seen is the Mind Stone. Or the Soul. Excuse me, the Soul Stone. And that is orange, I believe. It's going to be orange. That's the only one that hasn't showed up, and I thought it was going to show up in Black Panther.
Right.
But man, yeah, the hype. We are hyped for it. I think everyone is. There are people that are burnt out, that are Marvel fatigued in a way. My girlfriend is one, but she is. I think she's still kind of excited about this movie. It's kind of hard not to.
Yeah.
I think she didn't have the long build of excitement like I did. But I know as soon as we, sit down and watch it, I think it's going to be exciting.
You can't be excited. You have 76 characters.
Yeah.
From Marvel coming out at once. The movie is 2 hours and 40 minutes long, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Maybe 3 hours total with the credits, because the credits alone are like 10, 15 minutes. Yeah. It's, if you need to go pee, that's the time to do it. To come back and watch the last 30 seconds of the credits.
But they might do like Guardians did. It was like every couple minutes they did a post credit scene. Like Guardians #2 had like 4 or 5 post credit scenes. So you maybe, because there's always the first one right after like the first set of credits, like where it's all animated. Right. Then there's usually a little scene there, and then all the way at the end, there's a scene. But Guardians was like every all right, it's been 2 minutes, here's another one. Like here's some more credits and another one. So they had a couple of them. So I don't know.
I hope that's not the case, because I'm going to miss a lot of them. Because I will be going to go to the washroom after 2 hours and 40 minutes, having a nice big root beer, and popcorn, and chocolate. I'm getting hungry, guys. I'm sorry. But anyway, do you think this is going to live up to hype?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Most viewed trailer on YouTube, most pre-ordered tickets in U.S. history. This movie is going to dominate this weekend.
I think so. Dominate. I think so. I think it's going to live it up. It's going to be Black Panther.
I think so.
That's a big milestone, because Black Panther came out of nowhere. I was a huge skeptic of it. I didn't think it was going to do well. It kicked ass. So that being said, hey, the Russo brothers, was it?
The Russo brothers
Russo
are
brothers
directing this one.
Yeah, they're doing a great job.
They did Civil War, which is one of the best ones, the better ones, I believe. It's definitely
that's my favorite.
It's man, I think that's number 2 for me.
Yeah, we had 18 characters, I believe. What was it, 9 and 9? Eight, something like
yeah,
that. Maybe even last time. I mean,
no, there was a
right.
lot.
But still, you had them guys come out there,
and that was a big thing.
That was
a bunch of them.
That was huge.
Yeah.
But right now we're talking about 76 of them. That's a lot of information for one person who just joined a bandwagon. What the hell's going on?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
You know, it's 10 years when. I mean, the past couple years, there's been like at least two movies a year. You know,
Yeah.
like how many? I think there's gonna be 3, 4 like Marvel movies this year alone.
Yeah,
right.
We were just talking about Ant-Man and Wasp.
Ant-Man and Wasp is coming out.
I heard about Silver and Black.
Silver Sable and Black Cat.
Right.
But I don't know if that's gonna be part of Marvel or if they're gonna keep that because Sony owns Spider-Man.
All right, then let's scratch that.
So I don't know if that's gonna be part of Marvel. I mean, superhero movies are coming out like every month now. It's just, you know, because Deadpool is coming out soon. I mean, that's not technically Marvel yet, you know. But yeah, I mean, this one is crazy. Ant-Man and Wasp is coming out.
Right.
So that's right there is 3 Marvel Studio movies that's been out this year, you know. And I'm pretty sure there's gonna be something towards the end of the year too, you know.
I'm trying to find the information on it, but I had it up. I swear to God, I did. Either way,
it's gonna be epic.
It's gonna be massively epic. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be long. So, man, we're geared out. We're ready to go.
Yep.
10 years into making.
Yep.
Now I say 10 years because
it's
once all the characters were put together for this one purpose, and here's the purpose here.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like every Avengers movie is the you know, and it's the beginning or the end of a phase. Yeah. You know, I think this is phase 3, if I'm not mistaken, or phase 4. I lost track. But yeah, you know, like 2008, Iron Man 1 came out. That was amazing. I saw it like 4 times, you know, because the first 2 times I didn't even know about the end credits, so I had to go back again just to watch the end credit. You know?
I think Marvel made the end credits popular again.
They made it a thing. You know, I don't think it was really. I can't remember any other movie that was like, oh yeah, like it's end credits.
Oh, okay, here we go. Avengers: Infinity War is coming out on the 27th. Deadpool, that's the other guys, right?
No, it's Marvel. It's Fox owns it.
Okay,
it's not part of Marvel.
Deadpool's coming out in May. Yep. Ant-Man and Wasp in July.
That was Marvel.
Venom in October, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse in December.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do it because technically Sony owns Spider-Man, so they kind of like Marvel sold the rights to Sony, but then now they kind of rented him back. But they share him, so it's a big thing with it. There's that'll be a whole nother podcast we could talk about, like Disney owning the world, you know. But yeah, maybe we'll talk about that and stuff like Hollywood and who owns who, because Disney owns a lot.
Who owns who? Nobody owns. Disney owns all.
Yeah, Disney is the overlord of everything.
Disney's Thanos.
Yeah, they're just slowly popping in all the like Fox, Pixar, Star Wars. Yeah. They're collecting their Infinity Gauntlet. What it is. So this episode, obviously we're doing Infinity Wars. I think it's gonna be part 1. Mm-hmm. Part 1 is probably gonna be just the hype about it, and we'll talk a little bit about it and stuff like that. Then we'll do a part 2 probably next week. Spoiler-free review of the movie, and then somewhere down the line, after the movie's been out for a while and all the spoilers have been spoiled, you know, we'll do our, you know, free for all of the movie review and what we really thought about some things. Right. Spoilered, you know, it's gonna be a spoil one. But yeah. So going forward, we already talked about like the hype of it. So let's talk about like some of your favorite Marvel Universe superheroes. So just sticking to the movies, the MCU, which is Marvel Cinematic Universe. Who are some of your favorite characters?
Black Panther. I like.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. I like Thor. See, Black Panther I like because he's just pure. He's like Captain America, but he's more.
He's very level-headed for the most part. That's why it was a big change between like Civil War, where he was just so like quick, like very impulsive and quick,
Yeah.
quick. And then they go to the movie, and I'm like, he's very level-headed and mindful of things.
Right.
I don't know, maybe it's because of what he found out of in Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
Was like, oh, I can't be like that. I have to be the king.
Right.
But yeah, that's one thing I did like about him in the movie. He was very...
He matured.
Yeah.
He grew up. He matured. Same thing with Thor. Thor's another guy. I really do like. But if I had to pick one favorite guy, it's hard. I mean, there's every one of them has the best quality. But if I have to stick to Black Panther, just because he grew up, he stood what he believes in, and I think in Civil War, he actually, like I believe you said it, he went against what was the creed? I think he went against something that he believed in, just to save the Avengers.
Oh, there's the Sokovia Accords.
Yes,
it was called, that his father was like, hey, these Avengers need to be regulated by the UN.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the movie he was like, oh, screw that, I'm going to do my own thing and I'm going to get my revenge type of thing. But then at the end he was like, oh, I'm going to help Captain America be a renegade of these things that my father just helped pass.
Right.
So there's that big kind of, and no one really talked about it. I feel like it's not a big thing. It was like, hey, your dad changed how the superheroes are going to be heroes, but then you just completely break that right off the bat. And I feel that's not too much talked about in the
probably
movies.
overlooked because there was so much going on.
It's true.
There's a lot of going on because Bucky was framed, he was brainwashed. Iron Man was trying to, get him for that, for killing his parents, but he was brainwashed. There's nothing you could have done.
Yeah.
But what about you? What's your favorite?
Oh man, Iron Man's always been one of my favorites, especially because I think he's evolved so much from the first one in 2008. He's one of my favorites. I think my overall favorite is Star-Lord. Like, one, because like I do like his character in the comic books. I don't know too much about the Guardians, but I know he's like a quick-witted kind of like funny guy, and I feel like that's how I am. Like I don't take anything serious. I always crack a joke, and it kind of pisses off my girlfriend. Yeah, she goes, "You can't be serious for a second." I'm like, I don't know how. No. Like everything's a joke to me, But that's how kind of he is too. He's always cracking jokes and stuff like that, man. But he's funny, and it's Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt is hilarious, So when I found out he was playing Star-Lord, I was like, oh man, I think Chris Pratt in anything is just good, especially like, hey, he's a funny kind of guy, it fits, Thor though, I hated Thor 1 and I hated Thor 2. They were horrible movies. I thought they were...
Wow.
Those two are on the bottom of my list of like the worst movies, is Thor 1 and Thor 2. They're bad. I do not like them. But that being said, number 3, Thor Ragnarok, I love what Thor became. Like he's more comfortable being who he is, and like I feel like he's able to crack jokes, and he was able to be more of that like kind of silly character, and he evolved even in there. He goes, and when Loki tries to trick him, he was one step ahead of him. Yeah, and got him. And he's like, hey, you always are gonna be you, and you're always gonna be doing the tricks. And he's like, you could be so much more. But and that's why I'm like he's become like better. I feel like he becomes stronger, and like in that movie he had to make tough decisions, right, and stuff like that. But it was such a good, and the director, I'm not even gonna pronounce his name. Try to pronounce his name because he's New Zealand, I believe. He did such a great movie. He was so good. And did you know he was the voice of the Rock guy? In what? In Thor Ragnarok, the big rock guy. That's the director. Nice. That's the director's voice. So that's a little Easter egg that was funny.
I just found out that the gross movies. Thor came in 24th. Thor: Dark World came in 24th, and Thor came in 26th.
Yeah. Out of how many?
Out of 49.
Really? Yeah. What was the least grossing movie?
Inhumans. This is.
Oh, that's a TV show though.
Okay.
Yeah, that was
Punisher,
horrible. Oh, that was bad.
Ghost Rider, Blade Trinity. Yeah,
Yeah, so a lot of those they're Marvel, but they're not like MCU Marvel.
Right. Now, here's the thing about Thor learning and Ragnarok, because in 1, 2, even in Civil War, I believe, I'm sorry, not Civil War, in the Avengers, Loki always tricked them with the hologram and charged them.
Yeah.
Well, he learned. He learned from his mistakes. He learned that, Loki's not really there. He's over there hiding in a closet or something.
Like, that's why he came to expect it.
Yeah.
And I feel like it changed, just him sitting there, flicking rocks at the hologram,
Yeah.
Like, he knew he wasn't there, so he was just like, get away, you're annoying, and I like that. I thought that was really, really well. Like, he's become more. So I feel in this movie, he's going to be a more, like, I don't know, like, charismatic. I feel like in Avengers 1, he wasn't too charismatic. He was just like, just there, in Avengers 1.
Who was it, Thor?
Huh?
Who were you talking about?
Thor? In Avengers 1, he didn't do anything great,
No.
like, besides when he first showed up, you're like, oh, yay, but then after that, he had that one-liner like, oh, well, he's adopted, when they're talking about Loki.
Yeah.
And then nothing until the end, he really didn't, even then, he didn't do anything too crazy.
No.
And then Avengers 2, he was a little bit better, because I think he was starting to joke around, I felt like.
Yeah, he loosened up.
And then
he wasn't really all serious.
In this one, I feel like he should be a good character that should be in between cracking jokes, because it seems like he's going to be with the Guardians first, which they're cracking jokes, all the time, with the seriousness of it all, So I feel like he's going to keep that same attitude going that he got in Thor Ragnarok.
Well, right, because he was cracking a lot of jokes in that one, and I remember that clearly, because he was like, "Oh, Hulk, we don't need that guy." But yeah, he was telling Banner that, but when he was the actual Hulk, he's like, "Oh, we need that Banner. He's a nerd.
Yeah,
we don't need him."
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you that Thor. I think in Avengers, they're trying to even out the playing field of the lead role. You figure Captain America and Iron Man's going to be 1 and 2, and then, Black Widow and Hawkeye is going to be 4 and, 5 and 6. But the middle two is Banner and Thor. Yeah. Because they even fought in that movie, and it's one of the good fight scenes.
Oh, yeah, that was good. But the chemistry they had as Bruce Banner and in the Hulk with Thor, I thought was really good.
Yeah.
It was really well done. Good. All right, so we talked about our favorite characters. What about your favorite overall movie? What's your favorite overall Marvel Cinematic Universe movie?
Ooh.
This one's a little tricky, because the characters, you'd be like, oh, that character was awesome, but you might not like the movie.
Right.
And now we have, a couple dozen movies to pick from? Like, what is your favorite
Civil War.
Civil War?
Civil War. Just for the simple fact that everybody came out, and actually there was 8, 10 superheroes there, all at once fighting in the airport tarmac, which is cool. And there were funny parts, when Spider-Man wrapped around Ant-Man's legs. Like, remember that old movie?
Yeah.
It was called Star Wars. It was amazing. I like how they put that in, and it's awesome. Yeah. So let's just go with, I'm going to stick with Civil War.
Civil War?
Yep.
Man, yeah, that one's good. And a lot of people made fun of it. Well, they didn't make fun of it, but they dubbed it Avengers 2.5. Because it was kind of like Avengers with all the characters, So
I can see that.
And that one's one of my favorites. That's one of my favorites. I still gotta say the best one overall. Oh man, this one's rough. I gotta say Guardians 2.
Ooh.
But Iron Man 1 is right under it though. The original.
2. I would not.
Guardians 2 was definitely one of my favorites. Just because of the message it had. I mean, there was the whole thing with family of him finding his dad. So you already knew the whole family aspect of everything and family. But then, like, the Guardians themselves, like, kind of became a family of it all. It was like you had the mother and the father, of Gamora and Star-Lord. Then you had the baby Groot. You had the the weird a-hole older brother with Rocket, and then you had the weird uncle Drax, you know, who was just like, you know, and I felt like it was a good, and it was very family like thing, you know, even at the end, spoilers if you didn't see it, go see it. You know, when, you know, he just killed his dad, his biological dad, he just killed him, and then Yondu saves him, and Yondu sacrifices himself. And then that's when he becomes sad. Like, he's like, no, don't die. And then, like, for me, I was like, wow, that was like, he goes, oh, he may have been your, what do you say? He may have been your father, but he wasn't your daddy or something like that. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that was cool. And then he saves his life, you know? And I'm like, and then he, you know, he starts screaming, he gets upset, and he's like, you know, don't do it. And I'm like, that was cool, you know? Whereas, like, you know, he even said it, he goes, the thing you're looking for might be there all along. You know, he was looking for his father. And little did he know, Yondu was the guy who raised him and was a pretty decent father. You know, being a crime,
try to eat him. All the time.
Well, that was just what they said, but it wasn't. But you know, he saved his life. You know, now you found out like, oh, he kept him because he knew what would happen if he delivered him to what is his name, Ego. Right. You know, so he's like, hey, this kid's gonna die. I don't want to kill this kid, right? You know, so you know he saved him. So that was kind of cool. So that was my favorite movie.
Want a fun fact? Huh? Who that guy, the actor who took over his command? That's the thin guy that was Yondu's right hand man, the skinny dude. He played Rocket.
Yeah, he was the actual
skeleton in the green suit, right? I saw that and I'm like, get the hell out of here. I had no idea.
Do you know that's the director's brother?
That's Gunn.
Yeah. That's his brother. He was when we watched it with me and my girlfriend watched it, she goes, oh, he was in Gilmore Girls. I was like, what? I didn't know that. And I guess he was in Gilmore Girls. But yeah, I saw that. He played Rocket. There's a really cool picture of I forgot what his name
something Gunn.
Yeah, the guy in the movie. In the green suit, sitting down, and then there's the part where Drax pets Rocket. He's petting this grown man in a spandex green suit. He's just petting him like that. And that's like one of the funniest like pictures. You know, it's like this big, huge Dave Bautista painted up, you know, petting this grown man in a green spandex suit. Right. It's like that's such a funny picture. That's, you know, and I think that like sums up the Guardians. It's just it's funny. You know, it's good. You know, so I'm really like happy about that. Wow. You know, and they took a nobody, like oh, no one knows about Guardians, and then they moved them to like they're the huge. Biggest you know movie guys in the universe now. You know, same thing what they did with Black Panther. Not too many people knew about it, and then it became this massive thing now where everyone knows about it.
I never knew Doctor Strange was going to be good. It took years I don't know when it come out, but it just recently I saw it last month.
Oh yeah,
last month.
Very psychedelic, very trippy.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. I like that one. I like that one. All right, so we're going to see Avengers: Infinity Wars. We haven't seen it yet. What are some of your predictions to what's going to happen in the movie? Are we going to go back in time? Somebody going to die? Well, Thanos is going to get all the stones.
I think. I mean, I've read. There's little whispers here and there that Iron Man might die. Okay, so I don't know if it's true. I don't follow the comic books much. I know eventually at one point Winter Soldier will become Iron Man, I believe.
Well, in the comic book, he becomes Captain America.
Thank you.
Winter Soldier becomes Captain America. So does Falcon, for that matter, too.
So, I mean, we see a little bit of that, which I think leads into that, where the ending of Black Panther, they're in Wakanda, who comes out of the hut? This guy, Winter Soldier. He does not have an arm. However, Wakanda has the, what's that?
Vibranium.
Vibranium, that same vibranium is made out of Captain America's shield. That, plus their technology was so far advanced. Yeah. Hundreds of years advanced. Well, let's see. Puts it together. You got this really rare metal material that's indestructible. A guy with a missing arm. Okay, let's do that. You know.
Well, you're saying he's going to become Who?
Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
He's going to become Captain America.
Yeah. Well, not in this movie. I don't think in this movie.
No, not in this one. I'm thinking
but way ahead.
Maybe part 2.
Well, it's not. I don't know if it is part 2. They said it's not part 2 because originally it was Infinity Wars part 1, part 2. Then they scratched it, and then now number 4 is just number 4. They haven't released a name because they said it might spoil Infinity Wars. So they haven't released the name of Avengers 4 yet.
So who's your prediction? What's your prediction on it?
I think somebody is going to die. I'm not sure. I'm not sure who. It's got to be somebody that's not too big, like Coulson. When Coulson died, it didn't change the actual like Avengers, but it changed what they were fighting for. So it might. I feel like it might be something along those lines. So I think it might be Hawkeye, just because one, he doesn't have any superpowers. I mean, he's got the crazy shots.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it might be Hawkeye because I think they might replace him with his daughter, which is what they do in the comic book, or in a version of the comic book. There's one version where she's bad, and I think they do bring her in. Yeah, I think, and that might explain why he hasn't been in many of the trailers, any of the posters. He's like nowhere. Like he's in the movie, but he's just nowhere on the promo of it.
I don't see him as a hero though. I mean,
in Age of Ultron, he's the one that kind of brought them all back together and kind of like humbled them a little bit.
Took him to his farm.
Yeah, took him to the farm, and he goes, "Hey," indirectly, he's like, "This is what we're fighting for. We're fighting for family and for us to be happy, in the end." And I feel like that kind of like it humbled all of them a little bit. They're like, yeah, like, we're getting these egos and we're getting stupid and getting silly,
right.
So he was like their Jiminy Cricket, to the Avengers. But I mean, to hit everything you ever shoot at. I mean, I don't know if you consider that a superpower or not, but
it's years of practice.
Yeah,
at the gun range.
Yeah.
Sorry. I mean, I don't know. What's the one move? Oh, all I need is a right. How many times he did that in Avengers? Was it Avengers, I think?
Yeah.
I mean, he did that twice. I'm like, okay, now I'm not giving you a clap.
Yeah.
Anybody could do that with a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Sure, it's a skill. It's a mastery skill. I'm not taking anything away from him. I just think he's my least favorite character.
Okay. All right. So, a couple questions. Just real quick ones. Will Thanos get all the stones? What do you think?
No.
He will not get all 6 stones. How many do you think he'll get?
In this movie?
Yeah.
3.
You think he'll get 3?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think he's going to get them all either. I think he's probably going to get maybe 4. If he'll get 5, I'll be surprised. But I don't think he's going to get all of them. I think 4. Another quick one. At the end of it, I had a complete brain fart of it. I don't know. Is this will he'll still be around, or will they like destroy him, Thanos?
He cannot.
Or is he just going to retreat? You think
he cannot be contained? I think he cannot be contained. I think they're going to have to destroy him.
Yeah.
How? I don't know.
Yeah.
But they're going to have to.
I think in one of the comic books, they wipe his brain and make him a farmer on a planet. That's what they do with him, I think. I could be wrong. I remember reading. I thought I read that.
I'd rather die.
Yeah. Yeah. So you think they're not going to get all the stones?
No.
Not going to do it. Yeah. I don't think so either. Yeah. And any big ideas before we finish up? Anything big? You think any big, like, oh my God, I didn't see that coming?
No, I don't know. I don't know what any ideas.
You just going in with an open mind,
yes,
and expecting anything.
Yep.
Yeah, it's about right. That's about good.
Because I want to be shocked. I don't want to predict. Oh,
yeah.
I knew it. I don't want to do that. I want to be like, holy,
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I like to predict things. I like to oh, what's gonna happen? I think this is gonna happen. I think that's gonna happen. Yeah, it's gonna be good. I think for sure. And yeah, part 2 we will come back and talk about part 2 of our Infinity War podcast, and it'll be about the movie.
Yeah.
Where we right, we're wrong about any of the predictions. We'll keep spoilers off of it for the most. We'll try.
Mm-hmm.
We'll try. Yeah. I think that's about it. I hope everyone enjoys their Avengers weekend.
Yes.
Get all that going. That's going to be super fun for everyone that goes. Enjoy the crowds, enjoy the people that have the same interest as you do. It's definitely a fun time when you're in the theater with a bunch of people and they're all cheering and it's just
cheering the same thing.
It's just that's
the
so
last
fun.
experience I had that was Transformers 2 when Bumblebee first came out. Everyone went nuts. I'm like, what are we watching the game? A stadium? All I ask is be courteous to other people. They're there to have fun with too. Don't swear, don't curse. Just be fun, be cordial. I'm
more worried about. Don't spoil it. If you go see it, do not spoil it for people who haven't seen it.
Don't be trolls,
don't be that
don't be
a-hole.
jerks.
Yeah,
don't be Richards, whatever.
All right. I want to thank you guys for watching this podcast. Thank you, Fredo, for joining.
Thank you for having me.
If you guys have any comments, please leave them below. We will. We'll talk about them. We'll talk about them on the next episode if you have any questions.
Yep.
And thank you guys for watching this video. If you like this video, hit that like button down there.
It means a lot.
It means so much to us. If you don't want to miss the next episode, hit that subscribe button on whatever platform you're watching or listening to us on. And we will see you guys after the movie next week.
Get your popcorn. It's going to be fun.
You want to go do karate in the garage? Yep! Did we just become best friends?